You might be expecting an acronym, but this is a special occasion. I've upped my game, and Brian suggested I could even compose a poem, which I have. So here it is. Here's a tribute to Principal Ziel, who was around when they invented the wheel. He lives his life to serve others, and I'm proud to call him my brother. And it's not just me, because that's how we all feel.
Eric has been an individual that has always been very, very steady and firm and so grounded in the gospel. He's been such a blessing for St. Matthew's.
Eric is blessed with being a very good administrator. He tries hard, really, to put himself in the shoes of his teaching staff.
Eric, when I got to his class, I always remembered him being fair, consistent, sort of witty with a joke once in a while to sort of keep you on edge.
He's really engaging. You can tell that the kids are really his passion. He cares very deeply about the students, about the families, about making sure that St. Matthew's is the right place for them.
I also understand and appreciate just the reliability, the trust that I have that Eric's going to man up and take care of the responsibilities he has to as the principal. And that's comforting for me as a parent.
He really strives to establish a rapport, even with the youngest of students, even those preschoolers and their families. That's the kind of person he is. To stand outside and shake everybody's hand and give high fives to everybody coming inside every day of the week. Who does that?
We moved into Oconomowoc about 20 years ago, and Meredith was going into 6th grade, and Emily was going into 2nd grade at the time. So then they finished their grade school years at St. Matthew's. So we met Eric and Beth Ziel right away as part of that transition. Grabbed a hold of it. He understood that it was going to be a big deal to both of our girls, which it was. It was, they left all of their friends behind in Madison. And he was very sensitive about that.
His focus is always on the kids and making it good, meaningful, learning experiences, yes, but let's focus on their needs, their all-around needs.
From a leadership standpoint, he leads by example. One of the most hardest working, dedicated, passionate ministry people that I've ever had the pleasure of knowing. And it's kind of easy to get involved in things and really throw yourself into things when you just watch how Eric does things, when his approach to it and the passion that he brings.
My first year at St. Matthew's, we were gearing up for the live nativity, and that includes the parade. And if you have a live animal, you need people at the end of the float to pick up after that animal. And Mr. Ziel volunteered. And I remember that, always remember that, but that was not a unique thing because he just has a servant's heart.
Anything that he would propose or suggest that we should do, you knew he would be the first one there to get it going, and he wouldn't leave until the project or the activity was done.
And he continued to lead in a way where, even though there may be limitations where such as public schools may have a greater funding for special needs and other things, he still provided an atmosphere for inclusion and a development for families to try to do the best they can with their family and with their children.
I'm sure for anybody who visited the school, it was very obvious as he led them, even around the old building, that he was very proud of that school and he loved it.
With a lot of grace, with a lot of humility. He's a listener. He hears the concerns, he hears what parents are looking for, and he tries to accommodate that.
And so I think that's really served St. Matthew's well through all the ups and downs of enrollment or, building programs or frankly waiting for the forward program actually to kick in.
Well, Eric has been a principal for so many years, and as long as I've known him with our kids going to St. Matthew's, And so as a leader, he continued to provide that strength with his staff and his teachers.
The blessings of consistency in the ministry at a location, that's one thing, right? You love to have that consistency, but with that consistency, you also need to see performance, because if you don't see high performance coming with that consistency, well, things aren't going in the right direction. I think you've had both out of many of the teachers and Eric's leadership at St. Matthew's.
Just always his focus for our school, especially as we moved into the new school or moved toward the new school. He always had a vision of what that school was going to be.
The Forward program required us to deal with things like physical plant parts. So there were all kinds of logistics issues that Eric and his team had to be concerned with. His role actually was quite interesting in that he would constantly remind us of the ministry aspect of the move and the harvest strategy that he had worked on with the Board of Education.
For the principal, that was a big job. It was a big job for the congregation. But throughout it, if I had to use a word to describe him, it would be indefatigable. Just never let his foot off the gas and kept pushing and pushing and pushing. And now we are reaping the benefits of that today.
There are things that we are definitely going to miss about him, but we still have him as a teacher. We still have him in our congregation.
Quality principals don't grow on trees, and St. Matthew's has been blessed with a principal and Mr. Ziel for so many years. He's even going to stay on and help the new principal for a seamless transition. That's pretty special. That's pretty unique, and I hope and pray that the members of St. Matthew's appreciate all those blessings.
What I see that not everybody sees is what an excellent teacher he is. Now, as principal and part-time teacher, he doesn't teach as many classes as I know he would like to, but the amount of time and the effort that he puts into those classes and the projects that he finds and does with the kids are just wonderful. They're just amazing.
A confidence and a comfort are some of the things that really come to mind with having Eric teaching our kids.
We appreciated all those aspects about Eric and continue to feel very blessed to have him as that teacher and that confidant.
Thank you to Eric for the years of service and for always supporting me in all the years that I was there teaching, because I couldn't have done it without him either.
I want to congratulate him on nearly 3 decades of being the principal at St. Matthew's.
Thank you, Eric, from coming as a student, a young teacher during the formative years, coming and visiting my school, and now with children at St. Matthew's. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for being there.
Mr. Ziel, it was a privilege and an honor to serve with you, and I wish you God's blessings on the next chapter.
And so God bless him and his family, and that we truly want to send that sentiment with strength, not just for my family, but from St. Matthew's as a whole.